So sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. My first video got interrupted by a telemarketer wanting to talk to me about pain. Honey, I know about pain. All kinds of pain. Physical, mental, emotional, you name it. Spiritual. Been there, done that, got the scars to prove it. Kinda don't want to even talk to anybody about it. But I had a video before this one. Talking about that I wasn't going to do YouTube channel stuff anymore. Because as of right now, I'm dealing with enough. And I've always felt like I can't help anybody if I'm suffering. I had somebody at my job pretty much tell me that what I do and what I talk about makes a difference, and it shows people that they aren't alone in this. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not alone in suffering. You are not alone in being in pain. You are not alone feeling like something isn't right, but you can't put your finger on it. Because I'm here to tell you that there's a whole lot of screwed up things going on that we know and don't know. Whether it affects us or it doesn't affect us. I'm not saying curl up in a ball, cry, and scream, and mourn yourself to death. I'm saying stand up, brush the dirt off your jeans, and mush on. We are built to be stronger than what we think we can be. You know, you hear stories about people with superhuman strength, like a mother lifting a car off her child, or a father fighting a bear from hurting his kids or their wife. We employ people to face danger every freaking day, and they have superhuman abilities. I'm talking about firefighters, EMS, doctors even, surgeons, police officers, soldiers. Whether it's a superhuman ability in your mind, your body, your reaction time, your thought process, spiritual process. There is so much more to life than what our 5 senses can only handle. But if you use the rest of your senses, you'd be amazed at what abilities you actually have. You'd be amazed at how much a human being can do and can handle. You see in the news and on Facebook even, random stories about POW survivors, Holocaust survivors. Those people's limits were pushed past any human limit. And they're alive. They may be a little crazy. They may have some kind of scarage going on, but they're alive. They're alive to tell the tale and to tell everyone that, hey, we are stronger than what we can imagine. You think you're suffering now. If you need to deal with the suffering and just acknowledge it, yep, I'm suffering. If you can't do anything about it now, just hold on. Hang tight. Love yourself. When you start to love yourself and not beat yourself down, you are capable of healing yourself. You are capable of healing others. I'm told that I heal people just by sitting here and sharing my story. My limits have been pushed too on all kinds of manners. Mentally, emotionally, physically, all kinds. Hang on. But, I really hope that didn't mess with the sound here, because I've got telemarketers calling me. And they're calling me, you want free information about arthritis pain? No, I don't. You can't tell me anything that I already know about pain and arthritis pain. Many people are suffering. No shit, telemarketer. I've seen suffering. I've felt suffering. I have almost been starved, almost at the precipice of death. I need to clean this. It looks icky. Oh no, that's moisture. Sorry. I bet they left a voicemail talking about bullshit. So, with that being said, it's just crazy how much we can endure. And yet, how fragile we can be. You don't truly know your strength until you lose everything. You don't truly realize. Hang on. You don't truly get to understand yourself when you lose everything at your lowest, or you've been stripped clean of everything that makes you comfortable, everything that makes it so easy to just, pretend that you're not hurting. Sure, I've lived comfortably before. Hell, I miss it. I really do. I miss living comfortably. But I'm not going to have it anytime soon. And the sooner I realize that, the sooner I was teaching myself to be strong and admit when I couldn't do something. I became strong enough to admit that I was falling apart at the seams and I was begging for help. And when someone tells you, I don't know how to help you, that's when you start to think inwards. Like, what can I do? I've relied on my husband to help me, heal me, care for me. I've relied on my mother and friends to help me, heal me. To the point where I've forgotten how. So I've learned to help and heal myself. But I can't keep getting these PTSD triggers, which is set off by just one person. Not anybody else. Just one person. Not to mention it was deliberate attempts, I believe. And the people that don't understand PTSD and the wise about it. And the people that refuse to understand, they don't really care. I had to learn that nobody cared. I had to learn not everyone's going to care about you. I lived in a comfortable little bubble thinking, I care for these people and I'm going to get the same back. Only a few do. When you learn to stand on your own 2 feet and face your demons and say, okay, I'm sick of this. We can't go on like this, and we can't keep doing this. We can't keep tearing ourselves down. We can't keep making us afraid of things that aren't there anymore. We cannot keep rubbing our noses in shit we've done years ago. Things have changed. Things have changed. You're not who you were then anymore. You faced it once and it's coming back. Why? Because some truly disgusting human being comes up in your life and you don't want them there, and yet you are told you don't have a choice, and then you melt down. You basically, when you talk to yourself like this, when it comes up, like, you cannot keep living like this. You cannot keep living like this. You cannot keep doing this. You cannot keep going back to that time and place where it's no more anymore. You are shattering your mind and psyche, and you're shattering and destroying everything you worked hard for just to make yourself fit in that little slot back then that you have outgrown. You cannot put your size 2s back on when you become a size 18. Sorry, you just can't do that. Now stop. There's no reason for the PTSD to come back. Yes, you're under a lot of duress. Yes, you're stressed. Yes, your ex is coming back in your life and bothering you. But now you don't have to worry about him anymore. Not anymore. He's locked up in a place where they don't let no damn body go. They practically rot there. So, you cannot constantly expect people to stand up and guard you and protect you, because they're not you. They're not going to do what you think is right because you would do it. You just got to learn to work with them if they do have your best interests at heart. Move like water. My sensei, my karate teacher, my sensei, he taught me to move like water. Physically, move like water. Move like water. So, physically, if you can do that, surely you can do it in here, in your mind, your heart, your soul. Surely. Your thoughts are not building blocks. They're not brick. They're not little bricks. Your emotions aren't bricks either. They can bend and twist and merge and change on a whim. You are not a cookie cutter. You are not fixed and rooted to be exactly as you are from now until ever. You can be however way you want to. You need to grab it by the horns, flip that bitch on its side and say, stay. That's enough. You've made your point. Your point is known. Your feelings are known. Enough. Enough. Enough's enough. Stick a fork in it. You're done. Stop with the PTSD. Stop with the rage. Stop with the hurt. Stop with the pain. Stop with the crying. Stop. 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 Enough. Enough. When it comes to PTSD, some of us suffer from a low-key standpoint to a very high-key standpoint. Now, the low-key PTSD happens when you're sleeping and you have those dreams and you wake up and it just makes you feel tired, or memories that just forcefully come back and you have to fight them off. You can suffer that way, or you can suffer to a high-key extent, which is when you're sitting and you're doing something, all of a sudden you're just like you have a 1,000-yard stare. You have a 1,000-yard stare. And it's like you're watching a movie and you can't take your eyes off it. You want to look away, you want to stop. But it's so hard because you're afraid that if you close your eyes too long or look away and shake that memory out, you're afraid that it'll be gone forever and you won't see it coming again if it ever were to happen again. That's why a lot of us that have suffered have trouble letting go of horrible things that have happened to us, because we are afraid that if we go along our daily life, find peace, find joy, be happy, as if it never happened to us, we're afraid we won't see it coming. We won't see the warning signs so that we know when to avoid and to get away in time before it's too late. That is why we have so much trouble letting go. It is unbelievably hard. Sometimes we end up self-sabotaging ourselves and making that fear into a reality every fucking time we start something new or meet someone new. It's like we're subconsciously looking over our shoulder all the time. Like, is it coming back? Is it going to happen? Okay, I'm good now. I'm good now. Okay. Is it back there? Is it back? No? Oh. Whew, okay. Well, what was that? Oh, it's nothing. And then all of a sudden, we're afraid. Subconsciously. This is how I live my life. And it's mainly for that reason. I wake up every day living life hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. That way, nothing is a surprise. But every time something good happens, I'm always surprised. I'm elated. I'm happy. I just want my water bottle, please. Thank you. I have to fight my lunchbox sometimes. I also recommend, I know the company, getting a hold of people that make these, putting them in your water bottle. Or in your bath. I have another one geared for healing, and I put it in my bath sometimes. Or just plop the stones in there. Just plip, plip, plop, plop. You know, that's fine. No biggie. But hello? God, I drive close to my car. The thing is, why I can't tell you how many times my friends have told me, you're too hard on yourself. And I'm just like, who else is going to be hard on me? I expect a certain thing out of me. I expect myself to not fall apart so easily. I expect myself to be constantly on guard. I expect myself to be able to do things that at the right time, at the right thing. I expect myself to be there for people because I know all too well what it's like not to have anybody. I know what it's like to be alone. I know what it's like to have your heart broken in the most dirtiest and foulest of ways. I know what it's like to be cheated and lied to. I know what it's like to be done dirty and thrown under the bus. I know what it's like to be punished for shit you didn't even do. And I know all too well what it feels like for someone to lie about you to you. To the point where you doubt who the hell you are when they're done. I know what it's like to be manipulated and hurt mentally, physically, verbally, emotionally, sexually. I know what it's like to fight someone off only to fail. I know what it's like to be used. I know what it's like to be bullied and laughed at. I know what it's like to be humiliated to the point where you just want to die right then and there. I know what it's like to have depression so badly that you don't care. That you won't bathe or eat or get up. Or staying in bed until your body aches. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to lose people that you love. Lose people that you care about. Lose people in all different manners and calibers. From death to them walking away and giving up on you. I know what it's like. I've been there, done that, and I vowed when I got on my spiritual journey to be there and do all the things that I know all too well what it feels like. Be the thing that people need. That was my calling, to be the person and the thing that people need. Say what people need to hear. Do what people need done. That's my passion. To be and say and arrive at the most precise time that people need it. Because I know what it's like to sit there and wait for an answer to an unspoken question that you have burning in your head and your heart. And wonder why. Why? Why me? Why now? Why this? Just why? And then finally, when you've tried to love yourself, show yourself that you care, that is the key to the sacred lock that you have the infinite knowledge of all those burning questions. Why are people cruel? Because they forgot their way, because they are hurting and they've forgotten and they're afraid to do what's right. They're afraid of opening their heart because others have hurt them. They bleed on those that didn't even cut them because the person that did cut them is nowhere to be found because they've done their damage deed done. That's why people are cruel. Because they lock their heart to the point where it's never coming out. Why was I not loved as a child? I know I was loved as a child. Regardless of whatever mental or emotional ailments my parents had. I know that I'm loved. Thank God for that. But as for everyone else, again, people lock and murder their own heart and love and compassion to the point where they don't know how to anymore. Even when they give birth to a child, it takes a special person to be a mother. A very special person to give unto themselves unselfishly to the point where it's second nature. I'm blessed to have a mother like that. My father will protect me with his life. I know that because he's tried. I had to stop him. Say, Daddy, no, please. It's not worth it. Please. I love you. When he saw my ex, he was going to kill him. Does he deserve it? Probably, with everything he's done. And also done to his own son. But it's not worth the jail time. He wanted it. He wanted to die. Those burning questions, when you start to love yourself and pick up the pieces and just build yourself however you see fit, and be who you're really supposed to be and get to know yourself for who you really are, all the bad and good inside you. Get to know both the yin and yang within you. You will unlock so much. And those questions that you have will be answered. You just have to be quiet in here long enough. Ask yourself, the revealing ceremony when you achieve this point, and you feel ready, you light a candle, turn off the lights, sit or stand in front of a mirror, and you ask yourself those questions, and those answers come. Those answers come, and you'll learn what the knowing is. You don't know how you know these things, but you do. You just know. How do you know that? I just know. I can't tell you how I know. I just know. Yeah. I just know. You just know. But I'm going to tell you something. The knowing, the unlocking of the knowing, it's like a double-edged sword. It can help you and be a good tool, or it can hurt you. Like if you have a family member or a family that is really messed up, you're gonna know their true colors, and it's gonna be more than you bargained for. But you gotta also know that you love them because they are family. But you don't have to trust them. You don't. That's all I have time for today, and I hope this helps you guys. And love and light to you all, and I wish we all have a really good day today. I wish we all have a really good day today. I wish we all have a really good day today. So might it be.